forever.
It was
8 years.
Oh, Moana 2 got another trailer. I didn't notice. And at the same time, I don't think anyone else really mentioned it too much. Is this not making waves? Perhaps it's just because it's been a long marketing spell and we just kind of know it's around in the background. It's nothing crazy, it's a Disney sequel. But apparently there was a trailer I missed a good 7 or 8 days ago, so let's talk about it now. This is specifically called the Special Look, but I've also seen it being called the Final Trailer, and considering this movie comes out in, what, a month? Yeah, I'd probably say this is pretty much the final number we're really gonna get. Ironically, without much of a musical number in it.
to who we're meant to be.
Amassing not even 1 million views in a week by the Walt Disney Animation Studios YouTube channel, but maybe I'm reading into things too much. The whole time I've been seeing these little updates and animation previews, don't have a read on this damn movie. And now, I think this trailer has the most available to showcase any tone. One of the big things that I'm honestly surprised I didn't really notice in past trailers, I sort of saw it but didn't mention it, is the fact that Moana is in fact building up a team.
I'm gonna need a crew.
Sweet! A farmer on the sea!
Yes! There's gonna be several characters on the boat. There's an energetic farmer man, there's an old man, and there's another young girl with her. And whilst we've already heard before that it's about connecting with other cultures and their own ancestors, there is an interesting line at the end of this trailer, even insinuating that the entire ocean is at stake.
The entire ocean is counting on us.
And while I doubt this is necessarily going to be a climate change movie, given whatever the time period is meant to be, I doubt it's modern day, this kind of makes it seem even more just substandard. The stakes have been increased to be the biggest possible stakes possible. The entire ocean, not just ancestral, exploring other cultures and connecting people, which I kind of feel is fine enough on its own. You've already heard the other dramas regarding this movie. Lin-Manuel Miranda is not coming back, and though we get a hint of some dialogue lines from song numbers, and also we have seen an initial song, I think, released in a separate video, a lot of it's staying surprisingly stumm, and I wonder if that's hiding something, man, because what we see here is just kind of exactly what you would expect, with a few spoilers chucked in there as well. Moana goes out to the ocean again. There are family matters that are more heavy this time.
There is nowhere I could go that I won't be with you.
Fair enough. Maui makes an appearance again.
What's up, girlie?
They go on another adventure again. There is a new villain, an actual humanoid one this time that we finally get to see in little shots here and there.
Now I kind of miss the lava monster.
And then there's some big stormy island going on generally towards the end. Who knows about the elements in the middle, but from, you know, point A to point Z, it just looks like a standard fare. Again, I'm a little bit more motivated to see this movie having seen this bit. I'm very curious to see what they do with the new characters. At least it's not the same two characters again on a tiny raft and that's it. There's going to be a little bit more original content to see. Instead of a giant volcano lady villain, we've got giant cloud villain and actual witch. Again, maybe at this point, is that spoiler territory? Like, have they just ruined the whole movie? I mean, maybe. There's a giant cracking open island, which reminds me of Strange World. And then also we see the spoiler of a giant whale and ancestors of the past. It's just Disney doing more of their thing. And I wonder if everyone else feels the same, because I haven't heard people really rocking the boat about this trailer. It comes out in a month. It's the sequel to the most successful Disney movie of recent times other than Frozen 1, and that's no longer recent times. That was 11 years ago, at least. And yet, somewhere along the way, I feel like there's just steam running out on this series. I don't know whether it's just necessarily Lin-Manuel Miranda that makes that difference, and I don't know if general Disney sequel fatigue is a thing felt by the wider population. In fact, the last mainline Disney movie that came out was Encanto, and that, to me, was a giant surprise. Not in its quality, but in audience reaction, as that movie obviously had massive popularity to it. So this should, in theory, be the next gigantic project. The whatever songs are in this movie, those songs should ruin the next 3 months of TikTok sounds as far as I'm concerned. And they probably will. It just seems, at least while it's not out, I'm not seeing much of a murmur. Hey there, thank you for making it halfway through this video. Do come along and subscribe if you haven't already. You know how it is. Keep up with other animated movie news. There's loads of trailers coming out this week, and I'll be talking about them daily for a while. And some other content formats in the side, in case you wanted them. But incrementally, these trailers seem to look better and better. Maybe it's because they're spoiling some of the elements, and that's interesting to wonder where it's going to go. Clearly, it's improved on the visual aesthetic. They've had plenty of times to work out how they're going to write their story together. And the main cast are coming back, which is, you know, great as always. But I don't have hype for this movie like I have from pretty much every other trailer I've seen. There's just a sense of, all right, run it again isn't. And it just continues even more now. Even when it comes to the gag gags. Maui turns into the same damn forms as we've seen before. He does the shark again.
This is serious.
We see the grandma again. And I would have preferred, if they're gonna bring back characters and villains of the old movie, I kind of would have preferred the crab than the coconuts, you know? Still, probably this is just the last moment where this is not an incredibly iconic pop culture moment. In about 1 month's time, this movie will be out, and then suddenly all those people that I thought weren't noticing this movie will all come in as a giant barrage. Maybe it's simply because this is the final trailer. We had news and had cares about it when it was a teaser, and the first trailer is like, what, the third one at this point? If not way higher a number, if you count all the clips, previews, and one musical excerpt. But I do just find it really shocking that this really is just the most middle ground movie trailer I feel like I ever have to go through. I'm not excited for this movie, and I don't expect it to be trash either. It's just more. At a time where right now there are trailers upon trailers of literal content coming out for Halloween or Christmas specials, this more than anything feels like just a bigger, longer form content piece. I hope I'm wrong. Moana was genuinely one of my favorite recent Disney movies. It's a stellar movie, and I have high hopes that the sequel can follow up with the successes of the first. Just the marketing, I don't know, it just shows more of the same. Maybe that's enough. Yeah, maybe that's enough.
Boat snack! Oh! Boat snack upgrade!
It's just a matter of how well can we put together the classic good pieces of old whilst giving something a little bit new to the mix. We've got some new characters, we got a new villain, we'll see how formulaic it ends up. At the very least, we do see that the island society is beginning to reach out to the ocean themselves more. We see several other sailboats, and I'm quite interested in seeing how the world building develops over time, as they could easily make like several movies out of this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a trilogy, and there is certainly room to go further if they don't jump the shark and immediately skip to saving the entire world, or the entire ocean, as it seems to be implying this time. I feel like that could have been a third movie, you know? Moana 1 goes out, sees things for the first time, fixes a problem a little bit. Moana 2, mixing with the ancestors, seeing a little bit more of their heritage. Little sister is left behind. Moana 3, bring the little sister along with you. You've got the full team together. Everyone's, you know, connected and going forwards. Now you save the entire ocean on a larger scale. Does that not make sense to anybody else? Who knows? Either way, the movie is slowly, incrementally looking better and better. I'm still hesitant, but I'm sure once it actually comes out, I'm going to be blown away by the positive reviews that this movie gets, because Encanto certainly surprised me, and I didn't hear much murmurs before that movie. But I was so young back then, I had no idea of the pop culture relevance of mainline Disney movies. Or I was just in my own naive little bubble, who knows. But regardless, with 1 month left to go, and surely this being the final excerpt of Moana 2 there is to see, I shall finally put an end on it there. We'll see how the actual movie turns out, and I'll make a review when it does. On that note though, I shall end things off there. My name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do let me know your thoughts about Moana 2. Do you think it's gonna be the super successful, popular movie that will overtake all of TikTok sounds for a couple months? And or do you feel that there's a little bit less of a marketing push this time in regards to audience reactions? Maybe it is just me. It could literally just be me. Let me know your thoughts. I'd be really curious to hear about it from another perspective, and I shall see you in a little bit.